Hello and welcome to the discussion tonight. Um, I hope you've had a good week. Everything's going well for you. I'm sorry about last week. Uh, Something went wrong with the connection and the live stream that I did last time. I've deleted what we did last time, and I'm going to, as I say, I'm going to do everything that I did last time. So first of all, before we get started, let's think about us here. What goes on here tonight becomes what we discuss here tonight becomes a cause for your own enlightenment. I see that the connection is crashing out again. We may have the same problem as we had last time. In which case, I probably, because we're now on fiber, we're not on dial-up anymore, but it doesn't seem to have helped. Anyway, let's continue to try. So just thinking about motivation, let's take a moment and set our motivation, see what motivation we have, and try to set very vast motivation. Okay, thank you very much. We are looking at a text called Three Principal Aspects of the Path by Lama Tsongkhapa. Up to now, about verse clinging to this life, repeat clinging to future lives. The rarity of this type of life and the wonderful conditions that we have, and how karma throws us into all sorts of situations that we don't really want, don't really need. And so if we think that in this life we have a great opportunity, this life we have a very good opportunity, but it doesn't last for long, then we want to use this opportunity in the best way possible. And what is the best way possible of using life? That is by practicing the Dharma, by practicing the spiritual path and developing as much as we possibly can on the spiritual path and not letting our minds be distracted by the meaningless affairs of this life, the continual demands and harm that the meaningless affairs of this life bring us. So last time we talked about that, well, the time before last, we talked about the endowments and freedoms we have in this life. And we talked about 8 freedoms and 10 endowments, which mean that if we have those conditions, those 8 freedoms and 10 endowments, then we have the perfect conditions for to practice a spiritual path very well, to practice a spiritual path as purely as we can. If we don't have those endowments and freedoms, then it becomes much more difficult to follow a spiritual path or to practice a spiritual path. And if you don't remember what those freedoms and endowments are, the discussion that we've had about them is still on YouTube, and you can revisit it. It's what we went through in these week 6 of the 3 principal aspects of the path. So if you want to know what they are again, you can look back on them. I'm not going to go through them again tonight. But they included things like having all faculties, not being deaf and dumb and blind and so on, which would make life much more difficult. Also having outer conducive circumstances, like having access to teachings, living in a very tolerant society, and things like that. Having those 18 outer conditions we need to follow a full